18 days to the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Hello and welcome to Joy News Prime with me, Samuel Kojo. Coming up, our commitment to progress is more than a rhetoric. The words of President Akufo-Addo as he commissions the flower pot interchange, which has been under construction since 2017. We have details of the project, which includes a soccer pitch and a basketball court. Plus, we hear from the Minister of Roads and Highways, he explaining the reasons behind the prolonged delay of the critical infrastructure project like the Tema Flower Road. And President Akufo-Addo again expresses optimism about resolving the nation's intermittent power supply as he inaugurates a 515 megawatt power plant under the Ghana Bridge Power Project. The National Democratic Congress set to petition the Inspector General of Police over fears of a ploy to rig the 2024 general elections. President Akufo-Addo has expressed optimism about resolving the country's intermittent power supply issues following the commissioning of a 515 megawatt power plant under the Ghana Bridge Power Project at Pon near Tema. The $1.2 billion project is owned by Endeavour Energy, a leading U.S. independent power producer. The power generated will be sold to the Electricity Company of Ghana under a 25-year power purchase agreement. Commissioning the project, President Akufo-Addo's government is aware of the destruction doom so caused to lives and livelihoods and is therefore implementing programs to permanently end power outages.
Without a dependable source of electricity, industries cannot thrive. Schools cannot prepare the leaders of tomorrow, and healthcare facilities cannot deliver the care citizens deserve. All of us remember the unfortunate difficult periods of Dumso between 2012 and 2016 under the presidency of the perennial NDC presidential candidate, John Dramani Mahama, when systematic power outages disrupted lives and livelihoods across the nation. Those challenging times tested our resilience and our resolve as a people. Today, as we stand together to inaugurate the Bridge Power Station, we send a clear message to every Ghanaian. Ghana will no longer be held back by the energy shortages of the past. We are rising above these challenges and creating a future in which our energy supply supports our ambitions, not limits them. We are overcoming the barriers that once stood in our way. Endeavour Energy's partnership with Ghana is more than just an investment. It is a pledge to support our nation's ambitions through affordable, reliable power. With this facility, we're ensuring that the power needs of today are met whilst preparing for the demands of the future. The Bridge Power Station will provide critically needed megawatts to our national grid, immediately reducing pressure on our existing infrastructure.
Well, the addition of 515 megawatts comes amidst the ongoing challenges with power supply resulting from the shutdown of the Sonon Asogli power plant over a $200 million debt. President Akufo-Addo, however, assures talks are ongoing to resolve the challenge.
I must recognize the contributions of independent power producers who have invested significantly to support our energy needs. These partners have been instrumental in enhancing our power capacity. My administration is committed to addressing the financial obligations impacting our ability to meet obligations to these valued partners. Together, we will build a sustainable, reliable energy future. We celebrate the dawn of a new era in Ghana's energy journey, one filled with strength, resilience, hope, and promise. Let us ensure that the Bridge Power Station remains a beacon of Ghana's vision, a shining testament to what we can accomplish when united for the common good.
Well, Minister of State at the Energy Ministry, Herbert Krapper, says the new addition will make electricity affordable and reliable.
Our commitment as a government to to ensure reliable and affordable supply of electricity for domestic and industrial use remains non-negotiable. And this addition from bridge power goes a long way to consolidate energy security while fostering economic growth. It reflects our dedication to ensuring that the energy sector remains resilient in the face of uncertainties, and it is essential for maintaining continuity in power supply while we navigate any disruptions in fuel availability effectively. Bridge Power and its partners, government, the ministry and its agencies have to work together to ensure availability of the capacity and its efficient dispatch. We have done so with other power plants, and that commitment we make to Bridge Power too. We're ready to give all our support for this facility to work well. Together with other power sector agencies, ECG, VRA, Gridco, who doubles as a system operator, we will ensure that this plant is integrated seamlessly in the power generation pool.
So watching Johnny's Prime would delve more in the story later on, but moving away from that now. After 7 long years and countless hours of enduring traffic congestion at Flower Port, relief has finally arrived. President Akufo-Addo has commissioned the Flower Port Interchange, an 802-meter dual carriageway constructed at a cost of, around 600 million cedis. The project, which connects East Legon, Spintex, and its environs, is set to ease the daily traffic struggles of commuters. Speaking at the event, President Akufo-Addo emphasized that his government's commitment to Ghanaians goes beyond rhetoric. There is more, and would bring you more on this. But let's take you to Dawenya to gauge the situation on that route as well.
We suffer in Ghana too much. They are suffering in Ghana too much. Since I've been in traffic, I'm going to Accra, East Legon. I've been in traffic more than 3 hours now. What do they do? 7th December, we are coming to vote. See how we are suffering.
Is today the only time you are facing this problem?
No, this is not the only time I'm facing this problem. Every day there's traffic. Every day there's traffic. If you are going to Accra, you go and take U-turn. Every day U-turn, there's no any use of it. There's no any good use of it.
How long is the traffic from here to Dawenya?
From here to Dawenya, we will spend about 3 hours to 4 hours before you can get to Dawenya. We are suffering in Ghana too much. This year, they're voting that we are going to vote with sense. People should rise up. We have to change Ghana.
Coming from Dawenya, for about 1.5 hours, I've been in the traffic. Very stressful every day, both in and out. We want the government to do something about it. It is very stressful.
Do we know exactly why this traffic persists?
That's small. We have a small problem here that the drivers have to take time and go through it. It's causing the huge traffic right from Dawenya.
All the way from Dawenya?
Dawenya after here.
So you spend about 1 hour, 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Okay. What will be your message to the road ministry and the government?
They should try, come together and help us. We are also a citizen of Ghana.
More than 2 hours. So this government here, we have to throw it away. Then we give them way to go. This thing cannot help us for the country. So we stay now. So if for no go do any clue for anywhere, we tie up Plazam.
Well, let's return to our earlier story and speak to Dr. Elik Petobo, who is Chief Executive of the Independent Power Producers Ghana, who is also joining us via Zoom. Grateful to you, Doc, for joining. Now, the President says talks are ongoing to resolve the 200 million debt owed Sono Nasogli. What stage are these talks the President is talking about?
Good evening, brother. Let me say talks have been ongoing not today, but we've reached a point where what we really expect is just the result payment for our outstanding debts. That is not forthcoming.
Well, the finance minister directed that the controller should pay you some $30 million. Has that not hit your account yet?
We've been chasing this since August. Till today, we've not seen even a peso.
And Sono Nasogli has been off since 16th October over non-payment. You tell us that you've still not received that payment, but I mean, the president is quite confident that his government will deal with the debt situation. Don't you trust what the president is saying from where you sit, because you understand exactly what's happening in the sector?
It's actually getting late. This is something that we expected like yesterday. To say that he's confident in dealing with this matter, I'm not too happy about this because of the severity of the conditions that is prevailing. To be running a power plant on empty pocket, on inadequate cash flow is no joke. Asogli is almost on the verge of laying off his workers for the rest of the year.
Wow. Is Asogli the only one here, or there are other plants that are also in the same situation as Asogli?
It's something that cuts across. And sincerely speaking, if nothing is done before the end of this week, next week you will see 3 other key power plants going off. This is a very critical matter. The only condition, Asogli has been in the system for long and is the highest owed company, let me put it that way. It has gotten to the extreme that Asogli has to withdraw its services. Others are also experiencing the same conditions, not being paid. The whole of this year, we've received less than 30% of our monthly invoices. It's the worst year that we have ever experienced as far as our existence in this business is concerned.
But why is that the case when the ECG, promised to be current with payment to IPPs?
This is something beyond my explanation. ECG has been a major source of these challenges we are experiencing in the sector. And we don't really know what amount of effort is being put in place to ensure ECG remains current with its obligations.
Okay.
We have a case where government is rather focusing on areas that has no problem. The generation side, we are efficiently and effectively managing our businesses very well. The source of the real challenge, ECG, they are not talking about it. They are not talking about any solution that could bring ECG back and bring the sector to a workable one.
So you disagree with the president when he says Ghana can't be held back in doom so as happened some years ago?
That assumption is totally wrong. Let me put it that way. He is trying to say that because of addition of this infrastructure, Ghana cannot be held back to doom so as we experienced in the past. The fact is, Ghana has never, or for some time now, we don't have issues with infrastructure. That is generation infrastructure. What the sector is battling with is issues of finance. That is what I should have been happy to have heard him say. But he didn't say anything convincing on what solution, on what strategy he has to deal with the debt issues in the sector.
All right. So you do not agree with the president on that score?
I disagree strongly.
But what should happen? How can we tackle the issue about the finance in the sector?
It is all about strategy and understanding of the whole business. It's rather unfortunate that politicians want to prove to us, the businessmen, that they know better than we do. A whole lot of issues have to be considered. I see the challenges to be much of improper strategies that is put in place to rescue ECG out of its debt. ECG, for instance, currently is battling with huge debt, talking about people using electricity without payment. Who is the real cause? It's not government. Government has deployed over thousands of shape meters to people who are consuming electricity for free, meaning ECG will not be collecting those revenue, rather going to create gaps in its revenues. These are issues that has to be dealt with. Imagine government's interference in ECG's activities, bad procurement processes, a lot more that can be talked about.
Okay. I'm grateful to you, Alec Blim, doctor, for joining us here. Away from that, after 7 long years and countless hours of enduring traffic congestion at Flower Port, relief has finally arrived. President Akufo-Addo has commissioned the Flower Port Interchange, an 802-meter dual carriageway constructed at a cost of over 600 million cedis. The project, which connects East Legon, Spintex and its environs, is set to ease the daily traffic struggles of commuters. Speaking at the event, President Akufo-Addo emphasized that his government's commitment to Ghanaians goes beyond rhetoric. There's more in this report.
The newly commissioned Flower Port Interchange features an 802-meter dual carriageway viaduct with asphaltic concrete surfacing, a 140-meter ramp from Shashi onto the viaduct towards Airport Hills, and an 80-meter ramp connecting the viaduct to the motorway towards Temang. Speaking at the ceremony, President Nana Akufo-Addo hailed the interchange as a legacy for the future, emphasizing that it represents a tangible achievement of his government vision for a modern and inclusive Ghana.
These projects represent the scale of our ambition, a commitment to excellence and growth that knows no limits. Beyond interchanges, we have made substantial progress in road improvement projects across the nation. Through asphalt overlays, road rehabilitation and reconstruction, we are creating a safer, smoother, and more efficient transportation network, enhancing riding quality and supporting socio-economic development. Each of these projects underscores our resolve to build an infrastructure network that will uplift every Ghanaian in every corner of the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flower Port Interchange is a legacy for future generations. I call on the Ministry of Roads and Highways.
The Minister for Roads and Highways, Asensu Boachi, highlighted the significance of the interchange in improving road infrastructure across the country.
The Flower Port Interchange is therefore a comprehensive solution to these long-standing traffic challenges, providing relief from congestion that has plagued this location for years. With this infrastructure, Mr. President, we mark another significant milestone in the government's commitment to improving road infrastructure across the country.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Titus Glover appealed to the Lejokuku Municipal Assembly to ensure the stretch remains free of unauthorized trading activities, urging strict enforcement to preserve the road's functionality.
In this light, I would like to urge the municipal assemblies, particularly Lejokuku and Ayawaso West Wuogon, under whose jurisdiction this interchange falls, to ensure that this area is kept clean. Additionally, I don't want to see kiosks, and the chief executive should listen to me. We don't want to see kiosk containers littered all over there. It will destroy the beauty of this edifice that we all witness and commission today.
Residents in the area expressed excitement about the project's completion. Many lauded the interchange as a game changer for easing traffic and improving travel times.
One of our children have been going to school with a lot of problem. But I think everything has been done today.
First of all, we thank God, to Almighty God, for what He has done for Ghana and Flower Port. Well, those days, at first, it wasn't easy at all. But now, per what they have done, we are very happy. We appreciate the government very well.
Reporting for Joy News, Collins Frimpong.
Phase 1 of the Hill Konfo-Anokye project, termed Demonstration Floors, is expected to be inaugurated and inspected by the Asante-Hene Otumfuo, set to the second by close of November this year. Project lead Samuel Edu Boache says the unveiling will allow the public and other stakeholders to appreciate the extent of work done so far under the renovation of the 70-year-old main G block although mobilized funds for the project is currently about 40% of the $10 billion target. Roofing works, painting and installation of wiring and toilet facilities are nearing completion. Emmanuel Bright-Kweku has more in this report.
A year after its grand launch in 2023, the Hill Komfanoche project is gradually shaping up despite being adversely hit by the depreciation of the cedi and import duties. Not until now, the 70-year-old facility had no extensive renovation, resulting in deterioration of the wards and offices. Spearheaded by the Asantehene, the hospital, which was in a debilitating state, is now seeing some of its wards at advanced stages of refurbishment. The project team is expediting works to have the first phase of the project completed by November this year for inauguration by the Asantehene. Samuel Edubwache is the lead for the Hill Cath project.
We are cautiously optimistic about handing over the demonstration floors hopefully by the end of this month. So work is progressing steadily, and we still continue to ensure that this does not affect patients' care or touch wood to have any unforeseen circumstances happening around with patient care when it comes to this project. Demonstration floors is the first phase of the project is yet to be commissioned.
He spoke during a tour of the facility and cash donation by the Ghana Hotels Association. 40% of the $10 billion project has thus far been accrued. The Ghana Hotels Association donated 100,000 cedis as its first tranche of support to the project. George Akomensa is the Ashanti Regional President of the association.
We are seeing the rooms that we are having. It's almost similar. It's what is going to be put up here. The bedstead and everything, the neatness of the place, the cleanliness of the area, coming straight with what we have in our hotel. So we decided to invest in so that most of our guests will be taken care health-wise.
When completed, the facility would serve as a magnificently modernized edifice, delivering best of healthcare to the Ashanti region and 12 other regions of Ghana. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
This is Joy News Prime. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more. Please don't go away. Welcome back from the break. Let's do election headquarters now, which is brought to you in association with Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, Shopbox, a convenient service, German Zone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, SEMA, AICP and SEMA together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, Youth Bridge Foundation, Bridging Gaps for Positive Youth Development, Syntax Tanks, Strong, Tough, Potential Real Estate, your trusted partner in real estate, Deluxe Paints, Paintmo Champion. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, says it will petition the Inspector General of Police on fears of a ploy to rig the 2024 general elections. Speaking at a news conference this afternoon, the party also raised concerns about the safety of citizens, calling on the IGP to ensure no life is lost to the elections. There's more in the following report.
The National Democratic Congress at a press conference on Tuesday raised some concerns bordering on a number of issues in relation to the 2024 general elections. Key amongst them is the fear of a plot to rig the elections. Communications officer of the party, Sami Jemfi, alleges that the NPP has employed the services of a military official to help them rig the election.
Take charge of a well-crafted scheme that has been designed by the NPP to rig the upcoming elections, particularly in the Ashanti region. Through ballot stuffing, swapping of ballot boxes, swapping of pink sheets, and other clandestine activities, starting with a special voting exercise scheduled for December 2nd of this year.
Although he failed to provide evidence to this when he was pushed by the media, he said the party has enough intelligence in its possession to back the claim. He adds that they will in the coming days petition the Inspector General of Police to investigate the matter.
We will be petitioning the IGP because he's the chairman of the Election Security Task Force We will also be drawing the attention of the CDS to these developments officially, but not just him. Our external developmental partners will also be notified. And so the observers will be notified, the foreign missions will be notified.
But Communications Director of the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba, has refuted the allegations, insisting no military official has been employed to rig the elections in favor of the NPP.
Well, the specific answer to your question is no. He is not working with the New Patriotic Party. He's not part of our campaign. And so, therefore, we have not contracted him to do any such job that the NDC is crying about.
On the safety of citizens during the elections, the NDC says the IGP and the Ghana Police Service must ensure that no life is lost in the process.
Elections are about counting hairs and not cutting hairs. No single person in Ghana must lose their life because of an election. Because this is about the people's free will to decide for themselves those they deem fit to lead them. The IGP owes a duty to the people of Ghana to be firm and fair-minded to ensure peace during and after the December 7th elections. In this regard, we in the NDC assure him of our fullest cooperation.
The party is hopeful that their concerns will be addressed ahead of the elections. James Savage's report for Joy News.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Joaboso, who doubles as ranking member on Health Committee of Parliament, Kwabena Minta-Kando, has accused the Electoral Commission of manipulating the electoral processes in the Joaboso constituency in favor of the NPP's candidate. Mr. Kando questions the AC's decision to change a long-serving presiding officer of the commission in the area in less than a month to the election.
The sudden and unexplained transfer of the district electoral officer in this critical period, that is 1 month to the 2024 general election, is not just suspicious, it is strategic. In her place, a hand-picked replacement by Dr. Osman Asari, deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission, has taken over and immediately began appointing known MPP delegates as polling officers. Let them hear us clearly. No amount of rigging, no number of planted polling officers, and no manipulation by the EC can save them from the inevitable defeat that awaits them.
He also alleges that the EC has employed the services of known MPP card-bearing members in the constituency, asking the commission to replace these persons before the elections.
The people of Ghana have had enough, and they are ready to deliver a resounding judgment at the polls. 1, publication and updated list of polling officers, which include photographs in compliance with the CI 127. Immediate removal of openly partisan MPP polling officers whose affiliations compromise their neutrality. 3, correction of all irregularities in the list of polling officers, ensuring individual verification phone numbers for every officer. Let this serve as a warning to the EC. Ghanaians will not stand by and allow you to subvert their will.
Now, presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has concluded his 15-day campaign tour of the Ashanti region, where he interacted with thousands of supporters, religious and traditional leaders, and other major stakeholders. The tour, which began on November 4, saw Dr. Bawumia visit all 47 constituencies in the region, where he outlined his vision for Ghana's development and listened to the concerns of the people. Meanwhile, with just 18 days to the December 7 polls, Dr. Bawumia continues to challenge the NDC presidential candidate John Mahama to a presidential debate, insisting that must not be overlooked.
ana eye ankoko nkiti na odiba choboy wo afri abayimo MPP aba ejuma ayaye asin ejuma awoyeye. We have created more jobs than you. We have built more roads than you. We have built more railway than you. We have built more interchanges than you. We have built more hospitals than you. We have built more schools than you. We have built more libraries than you. We have built more fish landing sites than you. We have built more sanitation facilities than you. We have built more courthouses than you. We have built more harbors than you. We have built more Zongo development than you. We have built more fiber optic cable than you. Everything. Yeah, I see. Choboy. Yeah, Bibia. We have done better. Enti diebe na odeba. Mibisa no say. Onchirayen adie baako a obeyeye as president or vice president. Edi infaso ebre Ghana fo. Adie baako enye mienu mesi baako pe wentimi. Baako pe wentimi. Osi one de waye adwuma senye. Mesi uji uhudi a se waye adwuma bra na yenye debate one-on-one. Bra na yenye debate one-on-one. Bra na yenye debate one-on-one. Choboy. Mika sano osuro wejani tisanko kon kete. Wejani.